In today's story we will see the journey of a girl who wants to turn her prince from a mouse back into a human being with the help of her newly learned sorceress crystal. The story begins in which we are told a few years ago a witch invaded their territory and turned the prince into a mouse. Tabs help Allah and her friends crystallize. They somehow manage to kill the witch. But she turns Allah into a stone, which makes Prince Alex very sad. He gives his life stone to Allah and turns himself into a mouse. Since then, Allah and his friends have been trying to turn Alex into a human. Next we see Crystal carrying a book, excited that she has found a recipe to cure Alex, and she tells all the mice to collect things like the rainbow egg, on the black, the stamen of the blue flower. They all gather these things together and Crystal cooks them all and starts chanting the spell over them, and then pours the resulting mixture to Alex, but he doesn't. To no avail, Wu ends up sick, which makes Crystal very sad that she can't be an evil witch. But then she reads the name of her writer on the back of her book, who happens to be Dr. Avatal. She realizes that this can help us. Allah also likes her idea, so she comes to the doctor's house with her troops, saying to stop Alex there. The whole house is magical. People say a lot but he doesn't come in front of them, but Allah tells him his example, which makes him come in front of them and tells them that your example is that of going to the sea and lying in the forest queen's palace. There is a life stone that you can use to do this, but he also says that the path will be very difficult, to which Crystal thinks that this is not a real witch, but Allah explains it and Doctor she asks if he can help them get there, to which he says that there is a cloud in his back garden that can help them. Ross is found but he refuses to listen to them, which angers Crystal and she uses her magic on him which angers him. But Allah understands. It turns out that he just wants to play with them and she talks to him and befriends him and convinces him to go with her. Then they all leave to go to the forest. But Allah notes that Crystal is pretty sad because she's failing like she's completely useless to her team, and she doesn't even use her magic properly. She can't be a good magician and she will soon give up the magic, to which Allah tells her that you shouldn't give up so quickly. A man does it again and again and then he becomes less skilled. Then we see that cloud leaves them in the forest. Next they meet a talking tree who says that I am the guide of this forest. There is one example that the tree moves very slowly, which makes them very sad, but because there is no other way, they go along with it. Finally, they reach this palace. There are two guards who are distracted by the crystals and the mice, taking advantage of which Allah goes inside the palace and finds the queen's room. It comes who says, "Who are you? And what are you going to do?" He says, "You look like a thief." After that, all the other statues also start speaking and say that you should take us with you, including a jinn and a flying carpet. Then Allah goes into a painting by mistake and in the same way he has to face one by one troubles. Then he hears the voice of the lamp queen and an ant also pulls Allah from the painting. Then the lamp tells Allah to hide and hides her in a closet, but as soon as Quinn enters the room, she realizes that something is wrong, then she uses her magic to take Allah out of the closet. Then Crystal and everyone else comes to play, which she understands, but Allah tells her that we only came here to get a life stone, with the help of which we want to turn our friend back into a human. But she tells that the life stone has already been stolen by the desert queen, to which Allah makes a deal with her that if we manage to get the stone, then you can use it on our friend as well. But the forest queen thinks that the desert queen is very dangerous, you guys won't be able to fight her, but Allah is not ready to back down. Hearing this, all the statues also give the queen her deal. They tell him to take his mother and after thinking about something, he goes to his mother. Then she gives Allah a map with her magic and ties the lamp to Allah's wrist with a bracelet so that he can keep an eye on them. Next, Olaf. Olaf tells the desert queen all the buttons, but she says that those kids can't hurt us. Wizard is needed. If I somehow manage to get the crystal here, you will help me get my kingdom in return. She also goes to mother. Next we see Allah etc. Allah look at a shortcut. Starts to do it but Crystal forbids her to do so because she feels threatened by her magic there, but Allah says that you shouldn't use your magic everywhere, which leads to an argument between the two. And Crystal gets angry and leaves, and Olaf is standing there listening, and he goes to talk to Crystal. But there she gets trapped in a cage. It turns out that this house belongs to an evil cat. She catches Bolter and puts him in a box, but then she sees that he likes the food made by him. She is very happy because she wants to be a chief, but no one likes what she has made. At this point, Alla thinks of Crystal, that she knows how she is doing. Will be next we see Olaf coming to talk to Crystal and telling her that your friends don't care about your magic. If you can go to the Desert Queen and become a very good witch that she can talk about. On the other hand, we see that Aladdin and the mice are confronted by a bear that is about to attack them, and Aladdin tells him that they want to help a friend and that Aladdin wants to help his friends. Seeing the foot, he stops and says that I will let you go on one condition if you read this letter to me. That letter was given to him by his brother. He realizes his mistake and now he wants to fix everything, which makes Bala very happy, which makes Alla understand that the biggest pain in the world is to lose Apnu. Next, a dessert. They go where Olaf locks them all in a place. And Alla tells him that you shouldn't trust a man that Crystal doesn't give a damn about. Why? And Olaf also add fuel to the fire and inflame Crystal even more against Alla. But Alla apologizes to Crystal and says that if it wasn't for you, we would never have made it this far, which also makes Crystal feel sorry for herself. Realizing the mistake, she frees her friends and imprisons Olaf with the help of magic. They go a long way to the castle and cross the bridge, but in between. As soon as I get there, the bridge starts to break. They pass through it with great difficulty, and then a bubble takes them to the Hyan Palace, where they are very sad. She wants to make a forest, but I need a mage. If the crystal stops with me, I will make her a mage in exchange for you guys to take the life stone, which the crystal agrees to because her dream will also be fulfilled and Alex will also be cured. Then the Desert Queen gives him the stone, but it is a trick of hers. She controls the crystal. She also throws Allah down into the ditch and takes the crystal inside, but Ella escapes and comes to the upper palace with her rats. Her rats distract the Desert Queen and steal the stone. They all start to run away, but the Desert Queen attacks them, and with her magic she turns Crystal into a doll, and Allah gets very sad because of this. She decides to take revenge. She starts to attack him, but then the Forest Queen comes and says that you go and find the stone, and until then I fight her. She goes to wash the stone. Then Olaf's stone starts to be snatched by Allah's rats, but they give the stone to Allah. But in the tug of war they all fall down, and that's where the cloud comes and saves Allah, who says she has been sent by the doctor. Next we see that the Desert Queen has trapped the Forest Queen and proceeds to take the stone from Allah, but the Forest Queen snatches the bracelet from Allah's hand and throws it away. Makes a miracle which causes the Desert Queen to fall away, and the life stone falls into the Forest Queen's stick. Next we see a scene in the forest where the Forest Queen says that I can save only one person from this life stone. They all talk about healing the crystal, so she makes the crystal human again, but because of the magic, she is better than before and her power also increases. But the crystal Alex, she is very sad to see him again as a mouse. Then the Forest Queen tells her everything, and now she can heal Alex with her healing magic. She succeeds in turning Alex into a human being and everyone becomes happy, and this is where our story ends. Please subscribe to our channel Recap Queen and don't forget to like the video. Thank you.